everybody. Welcome back. All right, let me get up here and find a place to pull over. Let's see, where's a good looking spot? We don't want to run through all that stuff. I want to put Bob through the weeds. How about right up here? There we go. And we're going to turn off this direction because when we do, some of you are going to recognize what's out in the distance out there. Right there. All right. You see that? You see that chimney-shaped object out there, guys? Well, that is what they call, well, the locals call it the chimney or the stovepipe. But anyways, it's a popular feature here just to the east of Parker, Arizona, and that's where we're at today. So we were on our way back from the rock shop down in Quartzsite, and you guys probably already watched us going over the rocks this last Saturday. We talked about all of the rocks, and then Laura came up with the total brainiac idea of, she said, hey, we're already out here. We got the cameras hooked up. Why don't we do the Q&A for Monday since we're right here? And I'm like, that's absolutely brilliant.
Kill two birds with one stone.
So here we are. We're going to do the Q&A. So welcome back for another Q&A on Monday with Gly and Laura. Speaking of Laura, Laura's been on a bit of a vacation. She was spending some time with her sister. I talked about that a little bit. Did you have a good time?
I did. It was great.
Good deal. Well, you ready to get back to work?
I suppose so.
Because we got lots of mines. We got so much going on this winter. It's going to be between the rocks and the mines and all the new things that we're working on, plus all the social media expansion, the shorts.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And you guys are probably wondering, what are you guys doing? Have you lost your minds? It used to be where you would just put out a video like every Saturday and that was good enough. And you're right. That's the way it used to be. You know, because back in those days, I could just put out one video a week, and pretty much via YouTube ad revenue, that was covering the channel's overhead. And it has a fair amount of overhead for the travel and the fuel and the this and the that. But these days, YouTube ad revenue pays such peanuts. We got to do other things, and that's why we do stuff like social media promotions and rocks and things of that nature to help bring some more income into the channel, so that we can take you guys to some really super cool places. So you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of that here in the future. And it's working pretty well. You know, we're expanding more across social media with those shorts and those clips, and those are help bringing in more eyeballs into the channel. And for all of you that have seen those and subscribed, we really appreciate it. And we're happy that you're enjoying the content, and we look forward to bringing you so much more and so many more cool places. All right, let's get started with Q&A.
All right. Question number 1 is from GadXXXX. Hi, Gly and Laura. What does the future hold for your new channel, Adventure Coolness? No videos yet.
All right. So glad you asked. That's a great question, because this winter we're going to start working on Adventure Coolness. Okay. It's finally going to happen. Okay. But I need a few more things to finally get it honed in, and that's why we're doing all of this promotion. That's why we're selling these rocks and doing all these things to bring in some extra money, because I need a few more pieces of equipment, because Adventure Coolness is going to have a look and a feel that has never been done before on YouTube, okay? Or maybe certain elements have been done, but they just didn't quite hit the high mark that I want to hit. You know me, guys. I'm a real nerd when it comes to cameras and editing and all that sorts of thing. You know, I like to keep pushing the bar higher and higher, trying to create videos that are more immersive, because the more immersive that they are, it makes you guys feel like you're right there, with us. And that's what I want to do for Adventure Coolness. Now, there's a number of other channels out there that are already doing what I want to do for Adventure Coolness. But those various things are different elements, okay? I want to improve on their ideas, raise the bar, And then when I kick this thing out, I think you guys are going to say, oh yeah, that's on a new level. Okay, but this is as much as I want to talk about right now because I don't want to give away too much of the secret. I want you guys to click on the very first Adventure Coolness video and go, yeah, that's neat. That's a different way entirely of documenting and exploring. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Look at this. This is pretty darn. I really want to jump into it because I'm as you can tell, I'm bubbling over with excitement and anticipation for Adventure Coolness. And not only that, but maybe if we start doing some videos that aren't mine related, abandoned mine related, we'll get YouTube might start treating us a little bit better.
That's
Because
what we hope.
because we know YouTube is throttling our channel because it's abandoned mines, just like they throttle channels that are guns and ammo related. They're throttling our channel because it's abandoned. We know you're doing it, YouTube. Okay, and so hopefully YouTube will give us a little bit more love when we start creating videos that aren't abandoned mine related. They're going to be super cool. Okay, I gotta stop gushing because we got to get on to the next question.
All right.
Okay.
Next question is by Mike Winnings. Now, why is the pack rat molasses usually on the ribs of a mine and not on the floor as much? I'm guessing because of snakes
Yeah.
and other predators?
Yep, that's exactly right. The snakes and the pack rats know that the snakes and the coyotes and other predators are down on the floor, and so that's why you see the pack rat patina always on the ribs of the mine. The pack rats actually jump and crawl from one to the next to the next to the next, and so that's why you see on the rocks that are jutting outwards from the ribs, you'll see pack rat patina flowing from that point, and then he'll go to the next one and to the next one and the next one until finally he gets to his little house, and that's where he nests in. But between there and the portal, between there and his food source or there and his water source, he's peeing and pooping all along the way. Keep doing that over a period of decades, and what you end up with is these, what we call pack rat syrup, running down the sides of the ribs of the mine.
All right, next question is by Debbie Tapp. Hi, Gly. Hey, sometimes will you tell us in what order the miners backfilled a drift they wouldn't be using any longer? I've wondered this since I've been watching you. Thank you in advance. Safe travels to Arizona.
So is she wondering why
How they backfilled the drifts?
How they backfilled
Yes.
the drifts?
What order did they do that?
Okay, so let's say, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to burrow in your main haulage at it, and then you're going to start drifting left and right along the edges of the ore body, or into where you think the ore body might be. Now, back in the day, these miners didn't have diamond core drilling like they have today, where they can just core drill an entire mountain and they know exactly where the ore bodies or veins are. Back then, they actually had to physically go into the side of the mountain and start drifting in different directions to locate the ore body itself, the vein, and on many instances they never found it. And so they would just abandon that drift. And once it was abandoned, then they would start, instead of hauling the waste rock out of the mountain, they would just throw it in a wheelbarrow, and they would wheelbarrow it up into the nose of the drift and start dumping it. And they just keep backfilling it via wheelbarrow load after wheelbarrow load all the way back up to the haulage at it. And that's why when we get into these mines and I peer up in there with the flashlight, you'll see that the floor is doing this. Okay, with only about 4 or 5 feet of distance between the floor and the back of the mine, and that's because it's all been backfilled. Sometimes it looks a little confusing. It looks like it's something that may have collapsed from the ceiling down, but no. What we're walking over is old backfill. We got a guy on a motorcycle running around out here. See, it never fails. I can drive in the middle of the desert with not a soul for miles, and there'll be one guy on a motorcycle. Not that I don't mind motorcycles, but he looks like he's having a good time. Okay, what's the next one?
All right. Next question is by Mark Coates. Have you ever gotten lost in a mine?
Only once, and I was lost for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I went into one of those big lead mines outside of Good Springs, Nevada. It's in southern Nevada. Me and Mr. M, we hiked all the way up on the side of this mountain. We got into it was a complete labyrinth of just massive stopes, huge ballrooms. It was crazy huge in there. And the whole thing was just like Swiss cheese. And yeah, I started going up and down and around pillars, and on my way back, well, I zigged where I should have zagged. And I went down and over instead of up and over. And yeah, I got turned around for a second there. Where in the heck am I in here? And nothing looked familiar. So in that moment, I did get lost but other than that, no. Uh-oh. How'd that battery die? Okay, let's switch over to this one.
All right.
So in that moment, I was lost for just a brief period of time. Yep.
All right. Last question is
Okay.
by Scott6283, who is a member. Thanks for that. Hey, Gly, what headlamp do you use on your helmet?
Oh, I use the it's Phoenix.
That's the brand, yes.
That's the brand is Phoenix. The model number, I don't remember. They don't make it anymore. The one I use on my helmet, yeah, they discontinued that one. But when I bought mine, I bought two of them, so I had a backup battery pack and a backup lamp, and that's one of the things I carry in my backpack. So if any of that was to ever fail, I can always switch over to the other one. So I'm still using that one to this very day. I wish I could remember the model number, but I don't. It's like HR or something or another, HR 30. They don't make it anymore. But what you want to do is you want to go to the Phoenix website. Now that's Phoenix spelled like Fenix. Okay, just Google that, Phoenix, Fenix. It'll take you to their website, and then go to headlamps and click on the drop down menu that says brightest. And that is the one that they have out right now is the one that Laura is using.
Yes.
Is the super bright one. And
I think even that one is kind of going the way of the Dodo now, isn't it?
It is.
We were looking at
Yep.
battery backups, and I don't think they even had one available for buying.
Nope.
So even that's...
And I think that the reason that they discontinued yours is because of people didn't like how large it was.
Oh, yeah.
It does produce a whole lot of heat, especially if you're using flood and spot mode at the same time. For filming, we only use flood mode. We never use spot because we know how much you guys hate, with that round circle or globe of light tracking all over the place. I'm sure you've seen it on other mine exploring channels. It's very disorientating when that globe of light is bouncing all over the place as you're trying to film a mine. So we only film in flood lamp mode. But that's how you can find it. It is Phoenix, and good product. I mean, I would never buy anything else.
Yeah, I have the handheld light I use is a Phoenix also, and it's just takes AA batteries, but it's a nice light, and they're very destructive proof too. You can drop them in water, drop them on rocks, and they still hold up. Very good brand.
And the lights that I use on my handheld rig, those are manufactured by Coast. And the ones I'm using right now, those also have been discontinued. But I bought a whole bunch of them before they did because the end value or the color value of the light is absolutely perfect for filming. Okay, you don't want your LED to be too white, on the white side of the color spectrum, and you don't want your LED to be too yellow, because then it starts to look like one of those old incandescent flashlights. Okay, and it paints the rocks and everything around in more yellow. You got to find that perfect value right in between with a nice spectrum that leans more both to the red side of the spectrum and the blue and the yellow side of the spectrum. And that Coast light that I use is absolutely perfect for that. And that's why, it's one of the reasons why, as we're filming, it just stands out. It looks so much different than what everybody else is doing on YouTube when it comes to documenting mines. The color is absolutely perfect, but I bought a whole bunch of them, so when these burn out, I got backups, but you can't find them anymore. That's another thing. They've been discontinued. All right.
That's it for this Monday's Q&A.
That is it. Okay, now this time we're serious. We are going to start heading back to the RV.
Yes.
I know you heard us say that this last Saturday when we were talking about the rocks, but this was a good idea. Why don't we just kill two birds with one stone?
Yes.
All right, so today's Monday. You guys are going to see the very, very, very last Nevada episode that we filmed when we were up there. You're going to see that this coming Wednesday. And then beginning this coming Saturday, that's when all the new Arizona episodes begin.
That's correct.
For the rest of the summer. I mean, summer.
Winter.
Well, it feels like summer down here.
It still feels like summer.
I know. We feel so sorry for you guys up north. We really do.
I heard there's a snowstorm heading for the Sierra, so I'm glad that I ran away when I did after my trip.
And I'm happy that I'm not staying in Prescott this winter. I'll never make that mistake again. Burr, although exploring those was pretty cool.
Yes.
There were some neat things to see. What was the name of the mountains? The Bradshaws.
Yes.
There were some cool things to see on the eastern side of the Bradshaw Mountains. There's more mines to explore on the western side of the Bradshaws between Wickenburg and Prescott. In that area, there's a few that I missed. Don't know if we'll get to those this winter, but that was just too darn cold up there. Burr. No, you got to stay below 2,000 feet in elevation in Arizona. That's the key to having a happy winter down here, where we're t-shirt weather.
Shorts.
That's the key. You got to stay below 2,000. All right, enough gob. I could talk all day. You know, my mom used to tell me, when you were a boy, when you were little, you would just sit in the back seat and just blah 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 blah. See?
This guy.
That's me. Guys, thank you so much for coming along, and we'll see you again this coming Wednesday and then Saturday for a brand new Arizona episode. Okay, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.